Hey everybody, Thomas here again. What we have here on the front of the Massey Ferguson tractor is a piece of poplar. Now this is going to be part 2 of my poplar cutting series. Let's see if I can show the grain of this poplar. Again, gorgeous wood. Sorry, the sun's probably overexposing it a little bit. But it's got your greens, you got a little bit of orange, some yellows in there. It came off of this beautiful log right here. Again, just absolutely beautiful. But today I'm going to show you how to book match, or how I book match. So in the other part of the video, I showed the turning of the log, getting it cut up, and getting it cut into your basic book match shape. When you're book matching, as you'll see on the right hand side, you have your flat edge. Top and bottom, you have your flat edges. On the side here, your best looking face, outside face and everything, you want to keep it smooth, you keep raw. When you book match, for me, out of this slab right here, I'm only going for 2 slabs that would be book matched. So that means 1 book match set. What I like to do is do my book match sets around the pith of the wood. So the pith is that absolute center that you see right there. On this side of the log, the pith is 5 inches down from the top. On the other side of the log, I am at just under 5 inches. So what I do is I will split the difference between the two because I want that pith running down the most of the book match set as I can. And the reason I like to do it on poplar, as you can see, all your growth rings here and everything, on poplar they tend to or can be different colors. But when you're cutting a book match set, essentially everything with the exception of the pith is quarter sawn wood. So, which meaning your grain, your growth rings, is going to be stacking up like in a ladder type. If you're looking at it horizontally, the grain will be straight. You'll get the drastic color differences, and it's going to be your most stable, with the exception of the pith. The pith is actually very weak, but to counteract that, I cut my book match slabs at 2 inches. So we've seen this side of the log. We're going to walk down to the other side. So again, you have 3 sides that are cut and 1 side that's still raw. And then just gorgeous wood. I had to walk down there and show you all that. On this side of the log, when I'm doing a book match cut, I like to mark up the log. So you can see where I say book match here in the middle. As I said, on the other side of the log, I will be shooting just below. Yeah, I'll be shooting just below, or above, excuse me, the pith. On this one, I'm almost right at. I had to split the difference between them. My book match cuts, like I said, are 2 inches thick. So 2-inch slab here, 2-inch slab here, with the line almost running right through the center of the pith. But since I don't want to not get the most out of this log as I can, so I'm going to get the most that I can out of this log. The bottom cut, my last cut, will be 1 3/4. The top one, I don't remember the exact measurements, but from the top of the log down to this line right here was over 2 inches. It's like 2 3/4. So I put my mark. I'm actually going to be shooting to the bottom side of that line. I put this mark to cut the difference between these two right here. And the good thing is since I have a flat edge on one side, a live edge on the other side, and these are pretty wide slabs at 17 inches, 18 inches or so on top, they'll make great shells. So again, I like to draw my marks on here to keep me from screwing up. Because sometimes when you're running the mill and everything, you're trying to think, what was the last dimension I was trying to cut there, this, that, and the other. So if I draw it on there, it's just one less thing that I can screw up. Alright, so let's go ahead and get to cutting, but I gotta show you this real quick. I mean, that's pretty cool. You have some pencil thin spalting going on this log. I love poplar. Again, my favorite wood to cut. So, I'll go ahead and get everything set up. Emily's just chilling out down here. Molly's chilling out over there. See if I can get my camera in the correct placement. Bear with me 1 second. Alright. we go. That looks pretty good. So what I'm going to do is go and crank up the mill. I'll do those first 2 cuts to get the slabs off the top. Then I'll do my center Bookmatch cut and get that off. And then the bottom cut. And then I'll like show what everything looks like. So it's going to look pretty beautiful, I'm assuming. And as usual, it's a very hot, muggy morning down here in southern Mississippi. I want to say it's already about 87, 89 degrees. Awesome. that didn't take too terribly long. Hoping that the angle was a pretty good shot. We'll see. Alright. So, let's go ahead and show you what we got here. And I think I hit my numbers pretty much dead on. As you can see, I've got my two similar thickness slabs. Look like the top one's is slightly more. My two 2-inch slabs, my 1 3/4 slab. As you can see, I came in a bit high above the pith there, about a 1/4 inch above. Let's see what we got on the back side. On the back side, I came in just slightly under, about 1/8 of an inch under the pith on the back side, so I did all right. So let's start seeing what this looks like. How am I going to do this? I'm going to put my camera right here. My suction between. Very pretty slab. Get these first two slabs off. Ooh, that's going to look good. Again, essentially it's quarter sawn. You get that straight grain there. It's looking great. So these two pieces will make great shelves. But let's look at our money pieces. Let me get my little broom piece, if I can find where I put it. So there's a lot of sawdust on here right now. That's okay. We'll show you what this looks like. So get my camera set up. Bear with me. I'm not the best videographer or anything, but I'm working on it. Alright, that's a pretty good angle right there. Okay. Let me find my little broom and then we'll sweep these off and show you what that Bookmatch set looks like. Now I did hear the mill bog down just a smidge. It sounded like I almost hit a like where there's a branch or something. It's unusual. This thing doesn't bog down very often with that Kubota diesel on there. Absolutely beautiful. So the Bookmatch set, this is the outside piece. The next one, this will be this side of the Bookmatch, as the camera is looking on the right side. So here we go. Break the suction. And I'm going to get this up there. I'll get this piece. Oh, the goats getting into everything. Now the two height differences here based on, in fact that's on another piece, but you can kind of see the mirrored image effect. It's very pretty. Quarter sawn, with the exception of that pith there. You got nice straight grain. And these slabs are heavy. They've got some drying to do, but overall, I think it turned out pretty good. So there you have it. You get your mirrored image, which I absolutely love. So you have your patterns that just match and the whole length. Again, their pith is going to be this line right here. This is where you may get some checking. Poplar tends to do pretty well though. I don't have a whole lot of issue with poplar moving. But again, that's kind of how you quarter saw a tabletop, if you want to call it that. That's pretty though. So I hope this is informational. I had to show my dad some of this stuff too. He's using my mill up there and just loving it. But he was asking me, hey, how do you book match a piece? So I said, well, let me do a little video, part 2 of my video. All right, y'all. Y'all have a great one, and we'll see you later.